Howdy, fella.
Sorry, pal. Monastery's closed. Till further notice.
Oh, gee, well, ain't that just my luck?
Yeah, ain't it?
And my two pretty sisters here are so looking forward to seeing the monastery.
Life's full of disappointments.
Sure seems that way. And the monastery's definitely up there, huh?
It is, but it'll still be there tomorrow.
Oh, we fly back to Austin tonight.
Well, isn't that a shame?
So why's the place closed?
VIP visitors.
Wow, that's exciting. Which VIPs?
A foreign prince.
The Prince of where?
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow!
So we can't let normal folk in.
Oh, of course not. No, not if the Prince of where is there. It was a I wondered if the tabula was really hidden. A bench with... I guess normally tourists would be fighting over that. We're moving away from the monastery.
Yes, but with those goons in the way, we have to find a different approach.
Maybe there's some other way around, via the cable car station?
Or at least someone in the can tell us what's going on. Someone's coming out. Quick! We need to hide! I think it's Langon.
Block everything off. Lock the whole place down, understand? The tabula's got to be up in the monastery, I'm sure of it. Come on.
Yes, boss.
Close all the routes up to the monastery, and then make the old man talk.
Yes, boss.
This time, don't be so gentle with him.
Did you hear that? They haven't found it yet, but Senor Marquez must be in a bad way.
Listen, I have to follow those bastardos. I might be able to slip through on my own.
Sure. We'll see if we can find another way up. You think she'll be okay?
Eva can handle herself.
Glass canopies sparkled in the sun. Would have been a pain to clean those. My God! Nico!
What is it?
This telescope! It's free! There were a couple of people stuck in the cable car. They looked kind of familiar. Then I realized it was my old friends Dwayne and Pearl Henderson. The Hendersons had an uncanny way of showing up wherever I went. The cable and wheel mechanism looked sturdy enough, but the thought of riding in that tiny cable car made my stomach flutter. It was the other station for the cable cars. There was a small chapel perched on the edge of the cliff. It looked ancient. It was the other... They didn't know I'd seen them. I signaled them back. I wasn't sure they'd seen it. Pearl was mouthing something and gesturing. Pearl seemed to be... It said, "Help, stuck. Door code 0797. The station door must have needed a code to open it. I wondered how Pearl came to know that. I idly wondered whether Pearl had given me the code. It was the other station. Pearl had given me the code. They already knew I'd seen them. I idly wondered what... There was a small chapel perched on the edge of the... Wait, what's that? That rock looks familiar. Nico, take a look at this and tell me what you see.
You're right. That rock looks like a head.
I've seen that shape before. Take a look at this. The face in the Ouroboros, it's exactly the same shape as that rock.
That can't be a coincidence.
And you know what? Langham's got the forged picture, the one without the face.
So the rock won't have meant anything to him.
Nico, I don't think the tabula's up at the monastery. I think it's down there somewhere, around that rock. Come on, Nico. Pearl's giving me the code to the door.
What? Pearl? Who? How?
Trust me, Nico. I've got friends in low-hanging places. Huh. There's no one here.
Looks like everything has been shut down.
Help!
The huge cogs were part of the cable car mechanism. They looked very powerful. There was no lock, but the door wouldn't open.
Go away!
Hello?
Georges? There's someone in there.
Are you alright in there?
Just go away!
A metal lunchbox. Someone sure wanted to keep their cheese safe.
Hey, is anybody there?
Whoa! Did you hear that?
We're stuck in here. Help!
How about that, Nico? A talking lunchbox. Huh, what will they think of next? I better take it with me. A talking lunch with no key. The cable cars were scheduled to run all... wait, please, we mean you no harm. Please, come out.
I'm staying right here until I know it's safe.
The wheels were part of the... The control panel looked complicated. It wasn't powered up, and the smell of burnt electrical components hung ominously in the air. The cogs turned, but the rest of the mechanism didn't seem to be engaging. The console circuitry looked pretty complex and dangerous. The console circuitry looked pretty complex and dangerous. How do we persuade her to come out?
We need to make friends with her.
Wait, please. We mean you no harm. Please, come out.
I'm staying right here until I know it's safe.
The wheels were parked. I needed a better idea.
You must be hungry in there. Would you like a cookie?
No! Go away!
That was I needed a better... No one was manning the counter. The cables were suspended in a huge contraption that ran the cable cars up and down. The cable cars were scheduled to... No one was... That wouldn't work. That... If it was a kitten in... Sharing pets back at school always made me friends. Come on, Trevor, do your stuff. I guess she's not into pets. It's all right, Trevor. There's nothing wrong with you. Wait, please. We mean you no harm. Please, come out.
I'm staying right here until I know it's safe.
How can we get this console to work?
I think that girl is the answer. I want to know what's in the box.
Can you get this open?
No, sorry. I don't think a press card and a mop would be much use there. Maybe there's something in this station we can use.
That was never gonna happen. That wouldn't work. The lock was too well made to be picked. Well, that didn't work. That wasn't... The box was now wedged in the cogs, or rather, the giant can opener.
That's quite a mess you've made there, George.
You know what they say about making omelets, Nico?
You can't make them without strawberry jam?
Strawberry jam was smeared all over the machinery. Just as I thought, it's a two-way radio.
Can anyone hear me?
Dwayne, this is George. George Stobbart.
Holy cow, George, just the fella I need. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Dwayne, and don't you worry, I'll have you out of there in a minute.
You reckon you can get the cable car running again?
No, the console isn't working properly. I've got no idea why not.
George, this is Pearl. Get Kat to help you. She knows everything about that place.
Kat? Is she the...
Has she locked her...
Kat? Wait, please, we mean you no harm. Please, come out.
I'm staying right here until I know it's safe.
How can we get this console to work?
I think that girl is the aunt.
Kat? Wait, please.
I'm staying right here until I know it's safe.
Kat? I found you a friendly voice.
How do you know my name?
Kat, dear, it's me, Pearl.
Pearl? How did you get here? That's not possible.
Listen, darling, it really is me. But I'm talking on the radio. George here is a very decent guy, and you should open the door.
I'm not gonna fall for...
All right. Remember we discovered we both love musicals?
Yeah?
How does it go now?
I've informed
I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historic.
from Marathon to Waterloo in order I'm very good in integral and differential
I know the science.
in short in matters vegetable, animal and mineral.
I am.
Alright, only Pearl would know that, and I trust her. Who are you?
I'm George.
There were some guys with guns.
We're trying to avoid them too.
I was quite surprised, you know. They never mentioned guns at the job interview.
Really?
Yeah, if the console...
And there's no way to get it started?
There might be. Let me see. See that burned out fuse down there?
In the back by the prongs?
Yeah. The idiots stuck a spanner in there and blew the fuse. They wanted to make sure no one could use the cable cars. Connect those two prongs somehow, and the console should restart.
How on earth are we going to reach that?
I don't know. But don't stick your arm in there. You'll get fried.
Trevor. I set him down at... I needed a... The paperclip would do the trick connecting the two prongs. But I didn't want to just throw it in there. I might miss. Nope. They didn't go together. Well, let's see. They didn't. I needed to avoid touching anything. I needed to avoid touching. I needed to avoid touching anything that could give me a shock. Good boy, Trevor. I realized if Trevor could carry the paperclip, then he could hotwire the prongs. But the clip would fall off his back before he got there. That was almost a great idea. Not a snowball. That Trevor loved that cookie, but I wanted to. Any ideas on how to read?
Oh, if only we had some rubber gloves.
I should have asked Annette for hers.
Well, you can't take everything, George.
Hi,
Yeah.
Patsy. And
No.
so what's down there?
There's a little chapel called
Did those guys go down there too?
Nah, I think they settled for closing down the
How come?
I like to...
Got any idea?
Don't...
Yep. Nothing of interest in there. Strawberry. Well, I'd done stranger things in my life. The paperclip was now all sticky. I stuck the paperclip onto Trevor's back. He was now fully equipped. Good boy, Trevor. Good boy, Trevor. Go, Trevor, go! Poor Trevor looked like he needed therapy, but the console was working.
Cool. I can send you down there if you want. Let me just bring the cable car up here.
Pearl and Dwayne are going to be mighty relieved.
Oh, they must have been going down in the other cable car.
Come on, Nico. There's no time to lose. As we got closer to the face in the rock, I knew for sure that we were on the right track. It was definitely the same as the face in the painting, but with one difference. The symbol of the tabula was missing from the rock formation. Well,
But no way to reach the face. Let's have a look around. The hut. George, the chapel looks like it's been built right into the rock.
you're right. We should take a look inside.
I wonder, how old do you think the chapel is?
I'm guessing the exterior's a couple of 100 years old, but the inside? Who knows? Some parts could be much older.
You think somehow this chapel might be connected to the face in the rock?
At a guess, I would say so. Hey, look! It's Pearl and Dwayne.
Come on, honey bun. Things ain't that bad.
You just don't understand. Today's been a...
But
The monastery, we got stuck in the cave, and now this place is a building.
aw, sweetie pie.
This was supposed to be but the Holy Spirit.
Aw.
Clearly, it was an old crank handle. A modern plaster altar had been built against the rock. A statue of the Madonna and Child watched over the chapel. An empty, coffee-stained mug had been left by the altar. That was almost a great... It was a stone carving showing a kneeling figure, praying to the Madonna, probably. That wouldn't... Wood shavings. This was one building site that needed Mr. Tidy. They smelt exotic. The scaffolding was a little... Everything rattled. It made a surprisingly dulcet noise. It produced a dull sound. It produced a dull... The scaffolding was a little... Everything rattled. It produced a dull sound. The hammer produced a promise. A. That sounded like an A. G. Wrong. Well, that was fun. Great to see you again,
Great to see. Great work back.
Is Pearl okay?
I wish. I'm afraid we're having one of those days.
What have you...
Well, there was that little sideshow in Rome, but we can't talk about that.
I do?
Why?
Top secret.
Need to know, Nico. Dwayne is, snoozer.
Don't you mean asleep?
No way, honey. A snoozer's at least 2 pay grades up from a sleeper. Anyway, I don't believe I've had the pleasure, Miss,
Nico Collard.
Well, no wonder you've been hiding her away from...
Gosh.
It's lovely. George has told me so much about you.
Oh, call me Dwayne, my dear. And let me assure you of one, everything you've heard is quite possibly true.
Dwayne was loud, large, and short-sighted, but boy, was he a charm. Is there anything...
I sure is. She's been... And Santa Cova Chapel here was the not a thing she's...
So what brings you to Santa Cova?
Pearl's idea from the get. Ever since the unfortunate car accident back home, she gotta be full of... Got to have...
Well, I'm...
If the chapel...
Hot dog, no. That place is for tourists, not pilgrims.
You said she expected a spiritual experience?
No, that's what the brochure promised. Pilgrimages, little monk fellas, singing, shafts of light, the whole shebang.
Smells bad.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. There.
Pearl could... If we could just cheer. The view over the valley was spectacular.